Do your kids have exams coming up? Then you might want to watch this. Someone asked me the other day what I think about incentivizing kids to do well in their exams. And I said, every child is different. Every parent is different. You're best to do what works for your child, what works for you. I can't tell you what works. I can't tell you what's the right thing or the wrong thing. It's all dependent on what you think works for your child and what you're comfortable with. And this person went ahead to ask, so do you incentivize your child? She asked me if I did. And I said, no, I don't. And she asked why. And I said, I haven't had a reason or a need to incentivize my child. And to be honest, I personally don't believe in it for my kids. The reason being, from a very early age, my kids understood that in our home, one of our values is education. We're big on education. And I made them understand that it's important for them to have a good education, and there's so many benefits to it. So these are things that we taught them from a very early age, and they've imbibed it. Now my kids, I have a 16-year-old, almost 17, and I have a 13, and both of them are quite academic. They always want to do well, but I understand that there's some kids that are not academic. But for my kids, they are, and I don't know if that's how they are naturally or it's because of the values in which we raise them. My kids want to do well, so they work hard. Do they always work to their maximum? Maybe not, but they try really hard. And I have not had any reason to incentivize them that, oh, if you get this grade, you're gonna get this. Reason being, I want them to be intrinsically motivated to succeed. I don't want to be the one that is making them want to succeed. Because if there's always an extrinsic motivator, what happens when that is no longer available? Will they be driven to succeed? I need them to want it for themselves. And that's why I don't incentivize them. The other day I asked my son, just because I knew I was going to record this, just to ask. He was studying and I walked in there and I was like, why do you study? And he looked at me. He thought it was like, I said, it's not a trick question. I just want to know. And he said, I'm studying because I want to do well. As though, duh. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, fair. And then I asked him another question. I'm like, so why do you want to do well? And then he gave me his reason. And I thought, interesting. At least he didn't say, I want to do well because mom and dad would be happy if I did, or mom and dad would kill me if I don't. He had his own personal reasons, which I thought was fair. So for me, as I said, and you have kids that might not be academic, and you might need to motivate them in order for them to get to a level to get them by. Again, it depends on you. It depends on your child. There's no hard and fast rule to these things. But this is what works for me and what works for my kids and what works for us as a family. I would love to know what you think.